Evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another Friday night, which means it's TTFL Racing Time. I am your commentator, as always. It's Steph in the box with you tonight. And if it goes by entertainment, well, all you got to do is just look back through last Friday, last Friday live at Bahrain, where we had from start to finish a non-stop battle for first, involving 1.6 cars. So if you haven't seen that, please have a look on that for last Friday, and hopefully it will be this same entertainment all across the field for Friday for China. So see how that all pans out. But before we go through all that, we go through the updates to standings of the standings for the Drivers' Championship from round 2. So, at the top, we got VSR Hamilton with 51 points. We got Spike in second with 30 points. Lambo in third with 25. Got in fourth with 20. Super Guy in fifth with 18. TTG Reed Nation in sixth there with 18 points, also joint with Poe with 18. CG's in 8th, 10 points, also joint with Ollie P there as well with 10 points. Got Plaster in 10th there with 8 points. Kieran in 11th with 8 points there. And 12th place we got Maze with 4 points, along with Maximus as well, joint with that one, and Technique Gaming in 14th place with just 1 point. So that's your drivers' standings there for your constructors. We have got the Renault Zero at the top with 63. Red Bull is second with 41. The McLarens are third with 30. Force India fourth with 21. Haas with fifth with 18. The Mercedes sixth with 14. The Ferraris are seventh with 8 points there. 8th place we've got Williams in fourth. And then Sauber and Toro Rosso there in 9th and 10th respectively on 0 points. So that's your drivers and the constructors. They're all done on the way there. So, and also we have a league ERA Racing Sport competition from tomorrow night. And, that will involve multiple leagues. If you give me 2 seconds, I'll just give you an update if my phone decides to connect. Haha, here it is. Here we go. So, yeah, Esports Open Cup, which will be tomorrow night at 8 PM. Commentary will be live there as well, featuring 6 leagues. So that will be a very interesting one there. Very competitive. We got the likes of the Tough League, VSR, CSR, Lightning Racing, TTG Gaming, and UA Racing. So join us on tomorrow night at 8 PM for the Esports Open Cup. I'm sure it'll be an absolute thriller, depending on the track and location, and respecting dramas and incidents and entertainment and great overtakes and pure racing. So 8 PM Saturday night, so put that in your bookmarks. But back to tonight though. If it goes by what we go through last week, go through a little quick recap for you in full detail on that one. We had like VSR Hamilton, Lambo, Poe, Squeezy, CG, Spike as well, and Nagort at times as well, all in the battle at one point for first place. And it has been non-stop action, including the pit stops and the overtakes. And Lambo in the end come out on top to win the race in Bahrain, including battles across the field as well. So Lambo will be looking for hopefully another win tonight here at China. And obviously with the action points around for China, Turn 1 will be an interesting one, especially for the start. Been a long right-hander, which feeds into turn 2, then into turn 3, as is a long double curve. Another action point will be around turn 5, after the first sector line going crossover. And then the long, massive 1 mile straight on the back straight, the main DRS zone. The other one situated on the pit stop. We'll expect some overtakes around those both parts and DRS zones respectfully, especially on the back straight. First one down into the hairpin. Probably see many of late breakers at some points as well. So who dares wins on the brakes gets the reward to get through around notoriously tight hairpin at the end of the back straight DRS. So place your bets and place your comments down in the comments of who you get pole and quali and race results. But then again, also at the same time, the weather has the effect, so it can depend on the weather for both sessions respectfully. And we have got 18 races for tonight, which is looking very promising. Ooh. Why is Technique not racing these as a spectator? Something's intriguing. Okay. But yeah, we've got about 18 races racing with us tonight. So really expect some actions. You never know. Might even have a safety car. Or a virtual. We haven't had that seen so far in TTFL. I know TTL had a virtual safety car yesterday in Monaco, but that is bound to happen as it is Monaco. And that was a good interesting race all throughout the field as well. So if you haven't seen that, have a look on yesterday's date commentary provided respectfully by Kieran McGinley and Aaron, who provided the commentary through. So now we're just waiting for everyone just to ready up, as it is rolling up to 8 o'clock, is it said? Or 1 minute past 8. Come on guys, hit the ready up button, it's past 8 o'clock. There we go, so we've got the countdown time and now starting going into the session, so race ready, everyone is in. I don't think nobody else is missing. Everyone's just ready up now, so everything is all good. And here we go, rolling into China, into qualifying. Let's see what the weather brings. It's going to be dry all throughout, or is it going to be a dry quality and wet race, or vice versa? We shall see. I'll just do my usual trick, just spam the X button, as you do, so you don't get trouble. Just waiting for everyone to sync up. Well, like I say, is if it does come very action-packed, especially in the race, we'd like some donations for extra lungs and heart. I'm gonna need it. If anyone was watching from last week as well, you'll probably see why. So there we go. So going into qualifying now, and it is a dry qualifying. So just waiting for now for everyone to venture out of the pits, put the setups on. See who the first one comes out on track. Be very hard to track, looking down through the grid. Although I should know who's in what teams, but again, who comes out first isn't on the matter. So the sun is shining down on Shanghai. Perfect conditions for dry tyres, obviously. especially from the softest compound. You get the grips out. Oh, we've got two teams rolling out, ready out, and there's a Sauber out on track. Now, is that got a skirt? Who is out on track first? Yes, it is. It's got a skirt. Who is out on track first? Out there for the Sauber, getting out there. Clean air. Perfect opportunity as you wanted. Quite a few drivers out now. We're out on track now. Taking the game in. Maximus, Lambo, Poe, Scal, and CG all out there as well. And Plaster now also joined the fray along with Fredo. Fredo is one of our new drivers who very recently just joined the team for tonight. He's going to be supporting Ferrari tonight. So Plaster though, who's also going to be a teammate, will be very happy to have a teammate tonight. There we go. Get yourself prepped up, ready to go on the onboard track here with Scott Skirt here. Didn't make Bahrain last week. Hoping to get a good result for Sauber tonight. Although there is quite a few congestion down the congestion building up on the back straight there. Hopefully not to get involved. But anyway, on board with the Skirt here. Go for the lap round China. Also last corner not perfect, but there we go. We can get going. So over the start finishing line now. The second DRS zone. Rear ring active. Head down into turn 1. Very long lengthy turn 1 there. Don't need brakes too much, just engine braking. Now coming into turn 2, hitting the apex there. Nicely done now into turn 3. Keeping a little bit away from the corner there. Come around the kink of 4. Now heading up into turn 5, there's a little kink there and into 6. Crucial, get your braking point in. Not exactly hit the apex there as he wanted to, but gets away with it. Heading down into the left, sweeping left and right off turn 7 and 8. Keeping tight in there for 7. Again, keeping tight for 8. Get a better line for there and quicker time. Into king of 9. Hitting the curve there nicely. Into 10. Heading down into break zone 11. Hit on a 100 meter broad. Which he does. Hit the apex there perfectly. Now into 12. And goes a little bit wide there on the exit. All you want. Now 13. You're crucial to get a good line here. Keep the rhythm going. Which he does perfectly. Now the long straight here, which you could just take your time, do what you need to do. DRS is active. Now he's got to think of pointing off his braking zone for turn 14. Where's he going to brake? Brakes on 100 meter board. Now crucial, get the apex right. Oh, he goes a little bit wide there. That's not what he wants. Then up to turn 15, or I should say turn 16, as the 15 back there. But cross the apex there, and it looks like he's validated his lap, has he? It looks like it has, but we've done a lap on board with him. So we're going through again. So Lambo there with 130.8. First man to set the lap time there. So that's a benchmark there with Maximus going to 133.2, which was in P2 to go into P3. Poe goes to 130.7. Technique goes to 130.9. Plaster there with a 132.6 there. Not bad spot there for Plaster. Good run out there. On Servo Ultras, and I forgot to put the 10 energy up, my bad. So most of the runners out there at the moment are on Ultra Softs, with Ollie P with Softs, and also Maximus there out on Softs as well. So keep an eye on them two drivers respectfully. And also, is C3? Yeah, C3 is also out on mediums, so C3 is doing the medium stint. So Ollie P, Maximus and C3 are doing the alternative strategy. That could be quite crucial and vital. Fredo there with a 131.5. Not bad qualifying so far for him, especially being in the top 5. C3 with a 133.6 on the set of mediums. I'm sure you'll probably go on to a set of softs maybe, just to help him out through the start of the race as well. Again, or just leave it on to mediums. Time will tell. See who has it out on the lap. Let's have a look. Kieran Lynn coming around the last couple of corners there. Coming around the last corner, see what he can do for the Renault driver. Comes across the line, and it'd be a P6, or I should say it was a P5, but P6 with 131.5. And they got there with a 130.9, but looks like he's coming in on in lap. Hamilton with 130.9, 10, so all very close so far with the top 5 regards to timing wise. Be very, very interesting. Jade Rice, come around turn 14 there, around the kink of 15. We know we won't really class it as a corner, but we got to class the last corner as turn 15. But anyway, come around the last final corner now. DRS active, going across the line. Where's he going to put Jade? Puts her into P8 with a 132.3. Not bad timing there from the Williams driver. Got CG now, reigning season 2 world champion. Where's it going to put him? He looks like he cut the last corner a little bit. Is he going to disrupt this line? Yeah, he cut the last corner there, which killed his lap time there. Not what he wanted. So he's either got to go around and do it all again, or coming in to put new set boots and try again. Scowl now. Going around the last corner. Is he going to set lap time, or is it going to be the start of his flying lap? We'll find out as he goes over the line. There he looks starting a flying lap as Jade has retired. Now I'm trying to find out whereabouts she is, to try and find out exactly where the other flags are. Nope, unable to locate her, so don't know if she just retired of her own accord or spun the car and hit the wall. We shall find out. Henry back on board here as Scout. Come around turn 7 and 8. Into 9 and into 10. Keeping it perfect there. All back end wanted to come out just a little bit there. Not what he wanted, but gets away with it. Into turn 11 and 12. And into the long right kink of 13. Vital to get this line through right. Keeps a little bit wide, but all good so far. Now the massive long 20 seconds straight. Focusing on where he's going to point. Is he going to be at the 100 metre board, or is he going to go daring? No, 100 metres. Not hitting the apex there, but gets the perfect traction he wants on the exit there, so end up into turn 16. Also got a yellow flag in sector 1, which happily disappears there. And Scout there goes up into P19. P9, sorry, I do apologise. So P9 there for Scout on a set of soft tyres. Lambo looks like it's coming out of the pits, and he's on a set of softs. Now, is he going to try and go quicker than Poe on them set of softs to get himself on P1 on there? If he does, he'll be in the perfect strategy point for a one stop. Whilst Lambo keeps that away from everyone else on a hot lap there. And looks like the debris I can see from there is probably from Jade Rice's Williams there. So I'm presuming she did spin out of turn 10. Super Guy now coming around the last corner. Is it going to be a lap time, or is he setting up a hot lap? And it's a P1 there. P1 there for Super Guy with a 129.8. Wow, that is a new benchmark there now for everyone else who wants to get pole. He's got all eyes on now on Super Guy. See if he can keep hold of that for the next 7.5 minutes. CG there with a 132.0 there on a set of ultra softs. It does eventually say a lap time. And there's the yellow flags in sector 3 and now in sector 1. Plaster now heading towards the line, and it goes to P11 there for Plaster into P11 with a 132.2. Good improvement there for the Ferrari driver. Not far off from top 10, so in good prime position for that. George there in Toro Rosso there with the P17 with a 134.8, setting on a set of softs. Well, the only person yet to set lap time here is Mays, but knowing him, he's on a hot lap at the moment. Going from 10 to 12 and up into 13. Giving himself up from the back straight here, see what the Mercedes driver can do. Oh, he goes a little bit wide, not as much as he would wanted. Hope he doesn't hamper his lap times too much, but he still has plenty of time yet to recover that. He wants to go for another run. And down into 10 14, hitting the braking zone there perfectly. And there is the flags in sector 2. I think it's disappearing. I'm presuming people keeping it away. Come around the last corner now for Mays. Where's he going to put the Mercedes driver? It is a P12 there, just behind Plaster there. And not much in it between Plaster and Mays as well in regards to timing. 100ths of a second. Or say 100 and 1,000 of a second. So, very close there for them two to try and get into the top 10. Oh, he's got to find 2 to 3 attempts. So, with everyone setting lap time at the moment, we've got Super Guy there with 129.8. Paving second with 130.4, or I should say in third now, as Hamilton just drops the list. So, Hamilton's up in the second with a 130.0. Both third with 130.4. Technique is fourth with 130.5. Gort is fifth with 130.6. Kieran is sixth with 130.8. Lambo seventh with 130.8. Ollie P in eighth with 131.4. Fredo ninth with 131.5. Got a skirt in 10th with 132.0. CG is 11th with 132.0. Plaster with 132.2 in 12th. Mays is 132.292 in 13th. Jade, who's retired, is 14th at the moment with 132.3. Scow is 15th with 132.3. Maximus is 16th with 133.2. C3 is 17th with 133.6. And George Roberts is 18th with 134.8. So everyone has set a lap time around China. Now it's the question for the top 10, battle for pole within these few remaining minutes, and also for the bottom half of the field for getting into top 10. Then again, it depends on the strategy. See what drivers will like to go on tyre choices for the race starts. Bear in mind the top 10 have to qualify with the fastest tyre to set on. So if I flick through here, you'll see the fastest lap time they will set their tyres on. Everyone in the top 10 will be currently setting on the set of Ultra Softs. So, if I get the right menu, that'll be wise. Thank you, Steph. Get the right menu. Kieran coming into pits. I don't think there's many drivers currently out at the moment. The only driver that is out on track, it will be Maximus. And George Roberts has decided to retire, thinking that's probably the best he can do. Then again, he gets a free choice of tyres, as likes of Jade as well, who's also retired. Maximus there just keeping out of the way there of the Mercedes. I'm presuming that was Siege. Yep, that was indeed Siege. I'm presuming on the hot lap there. Just jump on board, see what he can do. The horrible engine glitches are not what I like to hear, but obviously just setting up his lap time there, so Plaster not far behind. Looks like going for a hot lap here. Yeah, looks like he's just starting his hot lap here, so 2 drivers currently out on hot laps is CG and Plaster. Everyone else is now playing games of how much time I can get out and set a lap time at the same time. Oh, and there we go. We've got CJ there. Oh, Ferrari there. I believe that is Fredo keeping out of the way. Last thing CG wants is to be halted or held up by driver on the outlap. That's not what you want. Although there is a little bit of traffic with him, so hopefully he doesn't compromise his lap time too much. Going around 12, turn 12 there into turn 13 there, and there's a Toro Rosso just keeping out of the way there. Good job. Get out turn 13, get the line right there on the banking. Carry more speed down towards straight towards turn 14. Makes a little difference. CG there picking his braking points. Touching apex there perfectly as well. Heading up to the last corner. Where was this CG? Is it going to be? Oh, and he goes off wide. Oh, and CG has gone off wide. Now, has he retired the car? No, he's got wing damage though, but I'm presuming that would be him retiring. That was a bit uncompromising there. Did he obviously lost it on the apex coming through the last corner? But that will not hamper CG's progression into qualifying there, and that will probably more likely confirming he'll be starting outside the top 10. So very, very unfortunate there for CG. Not where he wants to be in qualifying. And looks like he's just going to try and retire the car as well, which he does. So I'll leave it to CG there just to put his little name and shame there whilst watching it on the stream. Bless him. But at least he gets a free set of choice of tyres though. Plaster there retires, just on the cusp of P10 there. So hoping that no one else behind him takes his P10 spot away. Super guy though. Man on pole as it stands at the moment with a 1:29.8. Now the lap time's ended and qualifying session's ended. Anyone who's on a lap, we can set a qualifying lap. Got a skirt there confirming in P12 there. Maximus confirming P16 there. Just waiting now for everyone else to come across the line with the qualifying lap. And Z3 there confirming P14. Fredo at the moment confirming P8. Super guy there goes fast as a 1:29.7. Now where is Hamilton? Can he respond to it? Can Hamilton respond to it, to the lap time of Super guy? No, he can't. It's a 1:30.0 as it stands on his first lap time going out. So CSR Hamilton cannot improve. Kieran's up to there going to pits. Technique Gamer confirming P5 there. Kieran decided to retire. I'm presuming P6 is the best he could do on the cards. Scout confirming P16. Got decides to come in the pits and retire. Now where's Poe? What can Poe can do? Is it going to be quicker? It goes into P3 there for Poe with a 1:30.0. Now where is Lambo? Can Lambo get something out of his McLaren to get on pole, or at least on the front row? And he goes a little bit wide at turn 16. Where's it going to be? No, he just decides to the car there. But Super Guy NL is on pole for the Chinese Grand Prix. So here we go. So Super Guy there on pole with Hamilton joining up alongside him in P2. Pope there in P3 on the second row of the grid. Be joined with Gort with P4. Technic Gaming in P5 with Ollie P next to him in P6. Kieran is 7th with Lambo next to him in P8. Fred there in P9 joined with Mains in P10. Plaster is 11th joined by Godscout in P12. CG 13th joined by C3 for 14th. Jade in 15th with Scowl 16th. Maximus is 17th, and George Roberts there making out the back of the grid there with 18th. So that is your grid lineup there for Chinese Grand Prix for the race. With anyone who's guessed Super Guy and now to be on pole there, congratulations to you guys. Ooh! Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a race on our hands. We have got a red race and a red star. Now, this will make an interesting strategy call and setups rise. All down to driver skills, not just relying on DRS. So, this will shape up quite nicely. This is what we like to see. Be interesting to see how heavily tense it is. Looking at it, it might be just a case of inters. But I'm sitting in the box, so I can't tell for sure. So it'll be a case of how long can you get those tyres last and how far can you go on your inters. And everyone is indeed confirming it is an inter start there. So Super Guy and NL there leads the pack away on the formation lap. Now he'll be thinking of a different strategy game now, being in wet conditions, along with everyone else in the field as well. Let's have a look on board. Fredo then, P9 there for the Ferrari driver. Not bad, making his debut there in the top 10 and assisting Ferrari in points consisting for tonight's race. So all eyes on him, see what he can do. Got there, disqualified himself from qualifying there. Lambert there in P8. Not the best qualifying session he had for him, but in a wet condition, this may help him as well, get him up the field. So keep an eye on him. CSR Hamilton there in P2. Knowing that is one of his rivals is ahead of him, but with the weather conditions like this, he can throw anything out the window. But also he knows he's got other rivals behind him, not far away either. It is all to play for going down into turn 1 and know when to brake. With the wet conditions, you want to brake a little bit more early in order to get your car conditions around and stable. Ollie P there in P6. Hoping to get a good result, especially in the conditions out here at the moment. He'll be looking for something to get out. Now, as Super Guy just backing out the pack there to make sure he's not waiting on the grid for too long so these inters do not cool down. It's not so bad when it's raining, but any tyres can drop off very quickly, so now as everyone else is lining up into grid spots, waiting for the lights up for the Chinese Grand Prix in the rain. So there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are we going for? And 5 lights, here they are, and lights up, and away we go. And looks like we've got old Super Guy there getting a little bit back-ended there, and looks like it's Poe going up in the inside, it's 3 wide into turn 1. Ooh, very close and tight there, but Super Guy just get away with it, and CSR Hamilton just maintains second for now. Is he going to get around the outside? No, Poe's trying to go down the inside there with Hamilton. Has he got the move stick going through turn 3? Ooh, a little bit of contact there for Poe, and Poe gets through to turn 3 there in P2, but it's Hamilton going down the inside. No, he doesn't, but Poe nearly goes into the back of Super Guy there, not what he wants. The 2 Force Indians here currently battling out. Oh, and there's one spinning out in the back there. Is it technique game in there, or he maintains his position so far? He just maintains it for now. There's quite a bit of cluster battle here as Ollie P goes trying up the inside of Lambo, but Lambo just holds on there for now. Everyone getting a bit dicey in the rain there. All the Force India on the background there of technique game, and there's a Red Bull off the track there, and that is Ollie P. Lose another place on while there's a Sauber there. Got a skirt there going wide. Now is he going to come back on? He got the inside here. Everyone's all going off the track here. Not all adapted to the wet conditions. But we'll get away from there for now, and there is a battle there for P2. Technique and Poe. Poe keeping it into the inside line as Hamilton getting the move done into turn 14. Poe holds the inside line, but can Hamilton hold it on? No, Hamilton just had to settle into P3 there, whilst the Force Indies in the background have forgotten Technique here, having a massive ding-dong there for team supremacy. Whilst Technique goes a little bit wide off track, not what he wants. Switch on to the battle there of a battle of P2. Might be just be lap 1 there, and there's a battle there with the background of 14, 15 there. Maximus and Plaster there, exchanging positions. And there's another one there. Oh, is a yellow flag? Oh, who's that? Is that Fredo? Yeah, Fredo. Fredo spun off at turn 2. No, not what he wanted there from the Ferrari driver, especially making his debut there, and he cuts across the track there, and there's CG in the pits. Oh, CG must have caught up in contact there, getting his front ring change. Oh, that is going to set up his race. Not too good there for him. Not what you want for the reigning world champion. I'm sure he can catch up, providing there ain't no safety cars and anything like that. At least we have clean air. Meanwhile, there we've got a battle here for P8. Kieran, Goska and Mays forming a little train there. Also say the train will go down into P7 there respectfully, as Ollie's not having a good time there with his inters. And there's a battle there in the background there for Scal. Maximus, and Scal's keeping the inside line there. Maximus hung on the inside. Very little minor contact there, but Scal gets through there with P13 there after turn 13. Meanwhile, Ollie P here on the background there having a battle with Ollie P. Technique Gaming and Got there having a battle there into turn 14. Oh, and there's a Lambo there. Lambo trying to come through as well. Is he splitting up the Force Indies? Has Lambo got the move down on the Got there? Yes, he has. So Lambo there right to P5 there. Next victim is Technique Gaming there. Superguy there setting the fastest lap time at 1:46.9. Scal Maximus having a little battle there. Was I'm keeping an eye on Lambo and Technique. Lambo there trying to keep a tight line into turn 1 to turn 2, but Technique's covering off his line there very well. And I can see there is a battle there for P3, P2, which it is Poe and Hamilton there having a little battle there. Where's Poe going to go? Technique's now trying to go down the inside there. Poe holding off the outside. Oh, Poe goes wide. Poe goes wide, and Technique's gone through there for not Technique, sorry. Hamilton there goes through into P2. Although Poe's still hanging on the inside there. Has Poe got it moved back? Yep. No, he's got the inside line, which now comes the outside line for him. Hamilton there just hanging on there at the moment, and there is a constant battle going on in the background. Oh, who's that gone off the background there? Is that Plaster gone off? Yes, it is. Plaster there, spun off. Must have made a mistake on the exit there. Not what you want there for a throw driver. Doesn't look like he has any damage, I was presuming. Might get away with just a minor. But not what he wants there for throw drivers. So both Ferraris at the moment. The back was Mays is on got a skirt there, going side by side in turn 11 into turn 12. Has Mays got the move done? Yes, he has. The Mercedes drivers got through there. Nicely done. Mays and Maximus there. Having a little battle there. Battle for teammates as well. Jade there just gets through there for now. Although Maximus is on the back of Jade. Maximus is not going to let this go lightly. Oh, Jade going defensive on the inside. Decides to make the smooth switch quite late, but gets away with it. No, he's going to break first. Jade on Maximus. Oh, Jade's breaking quite late. Oh, and she's gone really deep. She's going to lose 2 places here to Maximus and C3. So that late braking has cost Jade, and she's down into 13th. Little tangle, little battle like that, you don't want to be braking too late, especially in these conditions. You want to keep you cool. Well, then with Kieran and Ollie, battling for P7. Although I will switch to the battle for P11, P12, it looks a bit more tasty. There we go. And C3 and Maximus there, battling out for P11. Not be battling for points, but they're battling for pride. Maximus' back end goes a little bit happy there. C3 will notice that, and he'll plant his move down into turn 6. Is he going to make the move stick, or is he going to keep it behind? He's going to keep behind for now. Maximus goes a little bit wide than he will want to, but just hangs on for now. Well, there's a yellow flag. Oh, and CG is retired. Oh, I don't know what happened there to CG. He's not having a good start on defence so far there for the Mercedes driver. 2 race retirements, only score points in Bahrain. Not what he wants there for the Mercedes driver. Meanwhile, back on track there, looks like Maximus is getting away now from C3, although C3 nearly went into the back of him, although now under threat from Jade. So C3 is currently in a Williams sandwich, not where he wants. And hit the grass as well, and that looks like Jade's going to get through there nice and easy with a mistake there. Richard does, and now Scout is now coming on the back of C3 there. Now is it going to be free wide? Jade going defense, Devins to free. Oh, it's going to be free wide. Oh, and there's contact there. Ooh! C3 and Jade make contact there. C3 and Jade. Jade gets a 10-second penalty, but nothing to do with rain doing from C3. But Jade now picked up damage. Not what she wanted. C3's retired for making contact, going down the escape road. But Jade getting caught up, going defensive, and obviously Scout obscured her on the inside there and causing collisions there, which is not what you want. Meanwhile there, Mays there gets through Gullah Skirt there into P9 for the Mercedes driver, knowing that he's got a big job on his hand now to score as much points as possible. Technique in Poe. Technique's now starting to gain a little bit more into Poe there. Obviously Poe battling a little bit too hard with Hamilton at the start. Might cost his tyre a little bit there, but Technique's not very far away from him. He's dragging Lambo in the court with him, so this could be a three-way battle for P4. As Jade there leaves the session. Unfortunate for her. Not what she want, although ideally could have done with retire the car. Ollie P and Kieran now battle for P7 down the straight. Is it going to be a move done in 10-14? Though Kieran thinks a lot highly of it. Keeping safe route. Just keeping pressure on Ollie to see if he makes a mistake. See as Hamilton there down to 146.7. Rain's still coming down, no change in weather conditions, so still looking like it's inches all the way so far. But Hamilton's just setting the fastest lap time there just to keep Supercar on his toes. Still about half a second between Ollie and Kieran there, a bit of the closest battle so far on track, although the next battle will be Power and Technique. Although if I go down, it's battle for P14 there, switch it on now. Fredo and George Roberts, Toro Rosso versus Ferrari. George under pressure there from the debut Fredo there. No, it doesn't cost 10p to hire him if you guys ask, by the way. But Fredo now going down the outside, he's going to make the move stick. Oh, nearly made it work, but George is still getting traction there, and Fredo gets more traction back on him. And Fredo makes the move there into P13 there. Good overtake there, and great respect back for there. And oh, and there's a change of position going on. Technique, Damien and Poe having another battle here. Technique all over the back of Poe. Poe goes wide. This will open up Technique to take P3. Now, can he hang it on to the end of the straight? There's another question in the braking zone. Poe keeping him very tight. And switching down to the left side, and also he's got Lambert there for company as well, so he doesn't want to be taking it up. It's forcing the front of Ferrari, and there's a contact there with Poe and Technique. Not what you want, but Lambert can go up the inside there, which will come the outside, and it's going to be free wide heading towards last corner. Not what you want. Poe gets through there for now with the contact on Technique, but Lambert is right on the back of him, and also Gott's in the background there waiting. Poe giving Lambert the toe. And it's going to be tight going through there. Lambert going to get on the inside there with Technique. Technique holding the outside line, which is a perfect line for the Reds. But hangs it on nicely there into turn 3. Lambert has to do the hard work going around the outside. Now is it going to be switched back on him? Technique under immense pressure there. Is Lambo going to make a move? No, Lambo's just got to wait. Technique goes, makes a mistake, and goes wide. Is it going to be now for Lambo? Has he got the move stick? We'll find out. He's going over the crest, and Lambo's hanging around the outside. Oh, Scal's left the session. Now what has happened to Scal? Scal has left the session there, so that's not ideal. We want for Technique and Lambo there. Still drilling it out. Technique now just hangs on for now, I'm presuming letting Lambo through, which he does. Now he's got his teammate on the back of him. Nearly went scrambling and nearly collected his teammate, not ideal. So, the two McLaren boys in P3, P4 respectively. Now we've got Force Indians in P5 and P6. Technique looks like he's struggling on his tyres. Is there going to be a switch in position? No, currently at the moment, Technique's there just pulling away there from Gort. All holding station so far there between two Force Indians. The more they keep squabbling, the more chance of Ollie P and Kieran joining into the mix as well, so all time will tell in the conditions, but looking at it, looks like the weather is possibly maybe intensified a little bit in rain, because it looks a little bit more heavy. And track line on the racing line starting to eke away a little, so this could be the weather starting to play its hands on this race, so we keep an eye on lap times and the gaps respectfully. Technique now starting to gain back on Lambo. A little bit much more closer now than he was. Just now got to keep his rear end in check. Go through turns 7 and 8. And then into 9 and 10. Putting Lambo on pressure, but Lambo is used to this pressure, so this will feel nothing to him. And as Scal comes into the pits. Now is Scal going on for another set of inters? Or is he doing something completely strategic? There's another set of inters there for Scout. It looks like a front wing change as well, so must have got caught up in some row there somewhere. Meanwhile, back on with Technique and Lambo. Technique now just putting the pressure on more on Lambo. Lambo for now holds on into P4, although ghosted card there of Jade. Ideally should have been retired, but for now it's P4, P5 respectively, as we've got May. Ooh, got Scott and Maze there having a little ding dong there, and obviously like contact there. Got Scott holds on to P9. Now obviously did contact get through on thingy there. Ooh, Lambo and Technique now having an overtake. Move this funny viewing up there, then Lambo holds on now for P4. For how much longer? Technique going to make a move down on the inside here. Lambo braking there, goes a little bit wide, and that is open the door there for Technique. As Technique get the traction right, you can get the move done. His back end is all over the place. Lambo again just hangs on. Lambo just hangs on again for P4. Although they got to be careful, because obviously Technique's not the only one in the back. He's also got his teammate with him as a second backup as well, so Lambo's under threat from two Force Indies. Coming around now to the back straight there. Technique there, not getting the optimal line out of there, and he's also now got his teammate coming up behind him, which gives Lambo a bit more breathing space. But for now, currently just holding station. CSR Hamilton in, setting 146.6 there on the fastest set of tyres. Maze and Got a Skirt there having another battle there. Maze now gets through and Got a Skirt there for P9. And Maze goes into the pit lane. So Maze is going into pits. So I'm presuming he's putting on a set of fresh inses on. So now Got a Skirt's now got to do David Cut, see if we can do it. Whilst, meanwhile, Plaster and George overtaking there into turn 14. Plaster gets moved down into P12. Fredo moves into P10. Question is, where is Maze? And he's going to come out in front of Plaster there. No, Plaster gets through, and along with George, Maze will then join into P13. And he gets out just ahead of Maximus there. So Maze on a fresh set of inches there. That will help him out tremendously and get more pace and hopefully get more quicker and pass the cars in front that had to go for a pit stop. Meanwhile, back on the battle there for P4. Technique still trying to chase down Lambo. Lambo still not giving nothing to him. And the God there just happily sitting back watching this all unfold here. So he's in no rush. Oh, Technique there, he was a back end happy there. Almost nearly lost it, but well controlled there. And there's the yellow flag that says P. Oh, and Ollie P. Ollie P has retired. I'll try to find out where Ollie P is to find out what happened to him. Whereabouts has he retired? Oh, Ollie P lost it on the end of turn 13 there. So Ollie P has retired. Now, is it going to be a trigger in the safety car here? So far, nothing. Which means everyone who were behind Ollie P will bunch up a place. So the closest battle on the field will be this little battle there between Technique and Lambo. Fast Freddy and Got a Skirt there. Got a Skirt's in the pits. So the Salvo boy is making a pit stop. Now he was battling with Maze. Maze has just come around the last corner now. So has Got a Skirt done enough to get out? Where is Maze? It is going to be so close here. It is going to be so close. Is Maze going to get it done around the outside? Though Got a Skirt gets just ahead of him. Although Got a Skirt's now just currently getting past George there. Now Maze will George will get Maze will have a little battle here. Maze there just gets through there on George. Although Maze is on a set of tyres. So keep an eye on the pace between Maze and Got a Skirt. Hamilton now starting to reel in Superguy. Now his Superguy's tyres fading away already. Or trying to extend it as much as possible to get a one stop going. No, Superguy there just starting to pull away in the gap there, gaining about half a second. So there's a little trickery there. Lambo Technique's battle starting to die down a little bit, but the Force India battle is starting to hotten up a little bit, whereas Gort's catching in on the gap on him. We've got like a little battle if it looks like he's going to be for 10th place so far. May's trying to catch down Got a Skirt. He's now got company for the former Williams of Maximus there. Bear in mind, Got a Skirt and Maze have new sets of inters. So keep an eye on them. They'll have a bit more grip and pace and hopefully chase down the cars in front of him, which will interest the battle a little bit more in the field. So Maximus is gaining on him a little bit, but Maze has got a lap extra younger tyre life in him, so not much to play with in the terms of advantage of that. But Maze looks out a little bit, gets away with it, and there's a battle there with the Got a Skirt and Plaster there. Got a Skirt gets around Plaster for P9. Plaster now down into P10. Although running on the longer set of tyre life than to the cars behind him, exception of George. Well, Scott skirts back in, goes a little bit crazy there, but just gets away with it for now. Don't want to be making too many of them on the inters. Ooh, we've got a technique game in there coming into pits, along with Poe as well. This will promote. We've got upper place as well, and also Lambo. Technique going on set into there, whilst Poe is going to get out in front of Technique here. Yes, he does. He gets out ahead of Technique here. Fredo just coming down the straight here, but I'm sure these two guys will just get out just ahead. Yes, they do to get out just ahead of Fredo there on older tyres. Amazing Maximus there. Going up a couple of other places respectfully as Plaster comes into the pits. Although the battle's still quite close there between Mays and Maximus there. Plaster meanwhile comes in with a new set of boots. Brings them out nicely into P13. Clear air. Sure, he will push quite nicely there. Meanwhile, Mays and Maximus there, still dueling it out. While I switch back onto the front, as it looks like we've got a battle there for P1, producing up quite nicely between Superguy and Hamilton. Now, these two had a battle, long lengthy battle here in Bahrain. Whilst I believe that's Superguy that's going into pits. So Superguy's gone into pits and Hamilton goes out for another lap. All down to the Haas boys to see what they can do. And Lambo also joins into the pits as well. And although Lambo and Legot are battling with Technique Gaming here, so we have to keep an eye on Technique Gaming and see where he is in respectfulness. Superguy gets out of track. Technique Gaming is now heading up towards turn 16. While there is a yellow flag in sector 3. Lambo and Legot just coming out of the pit lanes. Technique now just coming down into turn 1. It's going to be mighty close between Technique and Lambo. Technique will just have to hang around the outside and just hope for the tyres will grip nicely. As Lambo got the move second turn 3. Ooh, still side by side, no contact there. Well, very nicely respective racing there between them two. And Lambo there just hanging on the outside there to get the place ahead of Technique. And that was close, tight on timing of the pit stop, but wow, cool there from the McLaren boys, getting them out very quickly. So no positions lost there, although Technique's now looking very feisty on the new set of boots. Again, though, you don't really want to be pushing in too much on the early stages because it can hurt you later on. I'm assuming that will be their one and only stop, depending on increase of weather. The rain is still falling, still the same intensity. So, no change in concept of track drying out so far. Technique though looking on the moves on Lambo. Lambo's just got him covered for now on the straight. Oh, Lambo goes a little bit deep. Lambo goes off wide and off the track here. Technique can have a little dab on him now coming into the last corner. Lambo again just hangs on whilst Poe sets a 1:45.7. Whilst Hamilton's just come out of the pits into P2, slots back in there. Superguy gaining a 3-second time advantage to him. So Hamilton's got a little bit of work to do. Technique and Lambo still dueling it out for P4. Again, Lambo still holds on to it, not letting Technique a sniff of it, not to get to making too many mistakes. And this is the closest battle here on track so far between them two. Technique again with the back end that wants to come out and play. Not ideally you want to be doing, keep correcting your back end all the time. Just got to gently apply the throttle, especially in medium to slow traction zones. Lambo goes off wide and Technique goes off wide. Oh, and he's losing control and heavily locks his brakes, but keeps it under control and keeps out of the way. Now that promotes Gore up and into P5. Knew his back end was going to go at one point, but the question was when, and it happened there on the exit of turn 13 down the straight. Good control to stop it going out of control, but now that will heat up his tyres. He just got to keep them cooling down and keep him off the track. Oh, whilst Hamilton has left the session. Now, is it due to connection issues? If it has, it's going to hinder him and he needs to get back in quick. Poe picks up the position in the meantime, although he wants to hurry up quickly because Lambo's also coming back round as well, and that won't take long for Lambo to get through. So CSR Hamilton having technical problems, he needs to get out resorted ASAP. Maximus then, P10 coming into pits, which will now be P11 as Fredo goes into the points. Maximus there confirming he's done the 2-stop. And now he goes there for the Williams driver. Hamilton now gets back in on track. Now he's got to play a catch-up game. He's now got Lambo gone past through him. Just needs him to regain control. Keep an eye on his progress there, see if he gets back in control. Yellow flag in sector 3, which did disappear and is now back. Anyone got off track somewhere in sector 3? I would like to know. Nope. Everything's all good. Got now on the back with Hamilton, although I'm pretty sure Hamilton will pull away and eventually he gets control. No, Hamilton goes off wide. Got there trying to pick up behind him, try to get the toe. Got now putting pressure on Hamilton. Hamilton will be fuming underneath that helmet for technical problems. But Gott's taking this as advantage, and Gott's now going to go down the inside. He's trying to pulls out of it. Good call there. You don't want to be really going side by side through turn 1. Hamilton just hangs on for now. All down to see what the Gott can do. Keeping off to the wettest part of the track. Keeping his eyes under control. Whilst Hamilton decided to have a little glitch. Hamilton was running in P4. Come on, Cody's. Sort out your systems. So at the moment, the actual battle is for P4, by the way, everyone. So Hamilton is coming on the back, under pressure for Gott. They're battling for P4. Not what it says on the left-hand side. Ignore that until Cody sorted out the screen. So for now, Hamilton is just getting away there. Again, keep an eye on the positions if anything changes. As it all starting to die down a little bit. So lap 17, your race leader there so far is Superguy NL, followed by Poe in P2, Lambo's teammate in P3. Gott will be P5, but it'll be Hamilton in P4. So Gott in P5, along with Technique in P6, Kieran in P7, Gott in P8. Maze is in 9th. Oh, and Poe has retired. What has happened to Poe? Oh no, Poe has lost it. Poe has lost it on the exit of the last corner. Not what he wanted. So that's one McLaren down, not what he want. So everyone now is going to be jumping up place. Maximus now starting to catch up a bit on Plaster here. Battle for the points, although they both will be in the points in the minutes. But it'll be a battle here for the last remaining spot. But no, very fortunate, unfortunate there for Poe to lost his back in there. Especially on the last corner, is easily done, especially on the exit. I made that mistake myself many times. SJ AI Williams gone into pits, not really looking forward onto that. Although we could tell the weather's changing a little bit, it might give me a little indication if it's wet or dry. But looking at it, it's still winters at the moment, so weather hasn't changed. Looks like this is pretty much settled into the race. Maximus and Plus, there's nearest battle on track there. Come round turn 13. Maximus doing a good show here so far for Williams. Might not be in a lot of points, but it does out towards the course and the constructors. Plus is still hanging on in P9, as it says on the screen. Doing well there for Ferrari, getting the points there. Along with his teammate Fredo. Debut race tonight. So, not bad little race for him as well. Made some little battles. Just gets himself out of trouble so far, running in the points. And all that's what he's got to do. Just get the car at the end of the race and 10 laps time. Technique Gaming stands to fall behind a little bit on his teammate. Although, be happy where he is, but we could do a little bit more. Whilst I go switch down to Plaster and Maximus there. Maximus gets the move done there on Plaster. Maximus in P9, Plaster in 10th. That's what it says on the screen anyway. Hamilton meanwhile still ahead of the goal there, so as that's going on, that's a bit crazy going for Code Masters. Give me 2 seconds. There we go, back on mic. Sorry, I had to cough, couldn't do it on the mic. Maze meanwhile is in the pits. Maze decided to 2-stop instead. How's it going to the pit stop there from the Mercedes boys? Maximus has just come around the last couple of corners. Maze looks like it's in towards the end of the pit lane. Is he pretty much got it covered? He is indeed. So Maze slots back into P8. With a new fresh set of boots. Scowl doing the same as well on new fresh set of boots. Maze now can happily push on to the end. Even for everyone else around him and above drops off, he'll be there doing the fastest laps. Meanwhile, Plaster's starting to gain a little bit back on Maximus now. Though Maximus should be starting to pull away with 3 laps fresh to tyres. get out of there. Unfortunately, he's been lapped, so he looks like it's a ghost car as well. So, not a perfect race for him either. Meanwhile, the battle here for the Force Indians has started to re-emerge. Question is, which one's Perez and which one's Ocon? I do not know, but technique and got there, definitely not on Perez and Ocon, so see how they duel out again. And see if the team orders will come into play. Although the tyre lap difference, got 1 lap advantage on tyre life. Got us there getting 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, presuming corner cuts. But I'm pretty sure we can see the Force Indians here just doing it out between themselves. Or one of them plays the team game, see if they can catch Lambo in front. But that's a big ask, being 7.7 seconds up the road. And not much laps left on it. Technique there with his back end, wants to come out and play again. Just needs to keep it under control. Or just go off track on the straights, cool off the tyres and come back on the racing line for the braking zone. Although Technique is now starting to look even more close and threatening on his teammate. But for now, Gort's holding his own. Whilst C3 there leaves the session. Technique though just mounting up more pressure on his teammate. Although just got to be careful when overtaking. Keeping it fair between each other, not to disrupt the race strategies. Although they are coming up to a couple of ghost cars, which will obscure their vision, especially on corners. Got losing a little bit of time there, that's presuming of the ghost car there was Scowl. Technique gaming again with that back end. It's already cost him 1 spin already, keeping out of the walls. The more we keep doing it, it's going to keep inviting you to keep doing it. Must be running a very aggressive strategy on or setup on the back end wise. Just half a second. Now is he going to go for a dive down the inside here? Lambo gets a 5-second start go penalty for exceeding track limits. Oh, that is going to put a little pressure on there. Whilst Technique taking a very tight line there, I thought he was going to have a move done on the Gort. Gort just gets away with it for now. Looks like the tyres are starting to show a little bit of worth here. Technique there getting very close there to the back of Gort. But at the moment, still maintaining position. Oh, Technique's back end, it's literally creeping out again. Through 10, 6, 7 and 8 still maintaining stability. Obviously high pace speeds, it's not so bad by looking at it, but when it comes to medium straight low speed corners, it's proving a little bit of a dividends. Getting the perfect exit he wanted that time, what he's been looking for. Although he's still quite a little bit gap away from him, about 7 tenths. Now Technique looks a little bit more closer here. Is he going to get the move done? Where's Technique gonna go? Where's Gort gonna break? Both referee break at the same point. Technique goes a little bit deep but switches back over. Again, the Gort just keeps Technique at bay, not having any threat of his teammate coming back on him. Gort now goes right onto the offline there. Presuming he's keeping his tyres cool. The Gort is now under pressure here with Technique game, and the Gort goes wide, which Technique goes through into P3. So Technique has got the move done on his teammate from a mistake, which he's been eager to do for quite some time, but it's paid off. Now, I know he was a bit late in the race, but Technique will need to create a gap to go and push on Lambo. He probably would not know that Lambo has a time penalty, but he needs enough to push the gap of Lambo preferably down into the next 3 seconds to gain advantage into the next spot on the grid on the podium. It's the super guy here then. Wasn't in the rear ring there with a very bad engine there. Leading away there from Lambo, having a nice little quiet race of his own. Only 4 laps to go. Question is, how long can his tyres last? Lambo, all the time he's got to do, he's got to create the gap as much as possible to keep himself covered from Technique. Technique won't know that Lambo has the penalty with a 5-second stop go, which will probably more likely added to the end of his race time. So, unfortunately didn't caught why he got corner carted forward. I don't know if it was a mistake, but I'm sure he'll vouch up to see what's going on. Now the Gort looks like he's down to gain back a time on Technique here. Now this is like, at the moment as it stands, the battle on the podium for the last spot on the podium. So it'll be interesting to see who duels out on that one. Oh, Technique's back end's going. That could be just a game doing its normal thing, as it's been doing all race. Technique for now hangs on in there for P3 as it stands. Now the Gort's now got a little bit back end happy there. Not what we wanted, starting to turn up the wick a little. This time it looks a bit more closer to Technique here, as long as Technique doesn't lose the back end. Gort there taking the perfect line that he wanted to do. Now in the slipstream of Technique gaming here, going down straight, heading down towards 10-14. Technique going defensive. Now switches back onto the racing line for braking. Technique goes on for there. Gort getting the car under control, taking the sharpest apex there. Technique still holds on and moves away there up there in P3. Now the Gort has now got to find out his weaknesses in the next couple of laps in order to make a move without the risk of taking out each other. Still, this is like the only closest battle going on so far between the two Force Indies. Question is, whose tyres will go off first? Because they're now coming into the stage of tyre wear coming in intervolve for the 1 stops. Three on the 2 stops, they can just press on and go for it. Most drivers have done laps on their inses on the second stint. Last there with 13 laps in P10. Also technique there. Well, it looks like he was making a little bit of a mistake there. Got there, just taking the shortest line there. May help him here in the slipstream of technique. Where's he going to go? Is he going to be down the inside or down the outside? Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? No, it's just going to hang on back and just wait for technique there to make a mistake. Although he is getting more closer this time round. Now, is he going to get the move done into turn 1? Just a little bit too far back he wanted to on that one. Looks like technique game, his tyres are starting to drop off the cliff a little. Got here with a chance of P3. Ooh, technique there, switch of direction there. Getting his car under control. Got his, battled him out quite hard. Oh, technique's lost it. Technique has lost it. Dropped the back end. Dropped the back end under pressure there. When got there, gets through into P3 there. So, technique gaming. His tyres look like he's dropping off the cliff. And that is Kieran in the background as well. So, technique's got to get his tyres back under control quickly, because Kieran is now coming up to the back of technique here. And looks like, oh, has he got a puncher? Has technique got, yes, technique's got a puncher. So technique's got a puncher there. Let's promote Kieran up into P4 there. Oh, technique, sorry, he knew he was going. And that puncher is literally just killed where he was in his race. Now he's got to literally get in the pits and get back out, but he will lose more places. Because that puncher ain't going to help him slow down even better either. So Kieran being gifted a place there. Goscott will be gifted another place along with Fredo and Mays. Possible Maximus as well, so depends what happens there. Looks like, I think he's still soldering on, is he? No, he's in the pits. Super guy out there is out in the pits at the moment. Technique getting the 5-second stop, go for speeding. Fredo there will go through into P7. So technique's in his box there. Where is Mays? Mays is now kind of straight. Now where is technique? Is technique going to get out in front of Mays? That's the question. Can Mays get up P7 from technique here? Oh, it's looking very close here. Mays just gets a head up into P7. He's just got to hang out for one more lap there. Whilst that all going on, Red George and Hamilton ended up about 11 P11. So Super Guy then coming around turn 14 for the last time. Been a good solid start from start to finish. Almost didn't get P1 going through the first couple of corners, but managed to gain control. And over the line he goes. Super Guy now wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Now just waiting on Lambo there. Lambo there come through the line with P2. Bearing in mind he has got a 5-second stop go. So Lambo there into P2. Plaster and Hamilton and George they go through the field lapped. Just waiting there for got them in P3. Good solid drive there for the Force India driver. Kieran then come through the last corner. Takes a good P4 there, which would have been technique there, but he had a puncher, so good job there for Kieran there getting the top 4. Why would you believe that? A Ferrari driver here making his debut. Fredo in, first race for TTFL. Comes on the line in P5. Good little run there for the debut driver there. Good job there, P5. May's now coming through P6. He's also battling with technique here. Has Mays got the move done? Yes, he does. Mays has got it done into P6 with technique finishing just behind in P7 there. Which unfortunate for him, he had the puncher. Would have been different. Got a skirt there coming around into P8. Oh, but it was Maximus there as well. Maximus there goes up into P8 there. Got a skirt in P9 due to penalties. And it looks like plus they're making up top 10 there. So your race winner today is Supercar NL. So there we go, the drivers there on the podium there. Got them P3, Lambo in P2. But your race winner of the Chinese Grand Prix is Supercar NL. My word, what a race. What a completely different race. The weather has made it cool on it. Made it spiced up a little bit more. Need more wet races, please. So, as I just waiting for the standings to come up. So, on the officials of the official results, we have got Supercar there in P1, Lambo in P2, Got in P3, Kia in P4, Fredo P5, Mays in P6, Technique 7, Maximus 8, got a skirt 9th, Plaster 10th, Hampton 11th, George Roberts 12th, Scal 13th, but Ghosted won't count, Jade 14th, Ghosted not count, Poe retired in P15, Ollie 16th retired, so is C3, and so is CG. So we're going to give drivers day 2. I'll give it to Fredo there, being the debut driver then. First race, keeps car under control, clean, and gets through into P5 on his debut. I'll give it to him. Good drive for him. Obviously, everyone else, you know, you can have your own opinions for driver day, but I'll just have to give it to Fredo. Debut drive, and getting himself into P5 and keeping out of trouble. Now we're just gonna wait and see who I can get in for interviews. If anyone likes to interview and stay in, I hope so. Would be nice. Just bear with me 2 seconds, ladies and gents, whilst I try and get people in there for interviews. I'm gonna try to get one more in as well, bear with me. Right, just waiting for now for everyone to accept the invitations for the interview. Who we got that coming in? Just wait for the game to come up. And there we go, the first person to come in is the race winner, Superguy NL. Superguy, congratulations on your race win. How's your racing qualifying?
Pretty straightforward, to be honest. I wanted to start on the softs and go from the mediums from there, but when I saw they were beginning of the race, I changed my mind. Unfortunately, I went on the harder compounds, so that meant I only had 2 ultra softs to do my qualifying with. Luckily, I did manage to get it. Race, apart from the stars, pretty straightforward. I had a decent getaway. Apart, but then I saw Poe out of nowhere, like a rocket to build on my outside.
Yeah, talk me through your start, because you look like obviously you spinning up your rears a little bit on the back end, which let Hamilton and Poe like trying to go through.
Yes, the start the first phase of it was, normal. But then the second phase, as soon as I went to third gear, I think it was, I lost my rear end and had to correct it. So that meant that obviously Hamilton and probably just went straight side by side with me. And yeah, luckily managed to somehow still stay in front, being in the middle, not getting any damage on that front wing. Probably a little bit too harsh on my tires in the first 3 laps. Like I think I was already at 25% at the end of lap 3. So yeah, then I knew that I had to be much more cautious on my rear tires. Otherwise, I would rupture. So I had to stop one lap earlier than I originally wanted. But yeah, I just saved my tires for the rest of the race.
So
As soon as
pretty much tire control management throughout the race, just to make sure you get through to the end of the race.
yes, especially when I saw that Hamilton disconnected, I knew that it would be probably a race win if I just did not ball it. So
Yeah, he was catching you at one point as well. Just literally before his connection went, unfortunately, and it would have been
um,
interesting.
yeah, it would have been an interesting battle. Yeah, I mean like he probably could have maybe caught up to me, probably fight me a little bit, but like I wasn't also really pushing that much. I pretty much the whole time while he was behind me, I don't know what his ERS management was because the only time I really go to 80% was during the very long straight. Otherwise, during the whole lap, during sector 2 as well, I'd probably go like to 95% or 100 even sometimes. So it was not really as if I was really pushing that much. I was most likely, I thought that he would catch up eventually on the newer compound. So I was like, I better just save up my ERS a little bit now to try and keep him behind when he catches up. But he disconnected, so I didn't need to worry about that.
Good job, good job. Still led the race. I think the gap was it between you, Lambo, just for the penalties get added on was about what 10 seconds. So congratulations there on your win.
Yes. Thank you.
So with the next race coming up, which is in Baku,
Oh, God.
that doesn't sound like your confident track on that one.
No, not really my best tracks. Pretty much always, I think the only race I actually did well was back in 2017, where I just had one race that just went well, but the other races I just kept going on the curves a little bit. I just kept losing the rear end sometimes and getting front wing damage. So not really too confident in the track, but yeah, we'll see.
Aiming for another win number 4. Well, aiming win
Um,
number 3. Sorry, I should say.
yeah, I hope so. I hope that I can get 4 poles out of 4 races. It will be probably difficult with Hamilton and Paul and Lambo if they also join and stuff. If they can probably nail a lap time, they will most likely be in front of me since, yeah, Becker's not a strong track for me at all, so we'll see.
Well, congratulations there on your win there, mate. And hopefully we'll see you in Baku.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care, there, guy. Right, the next person to go on board with is Maximus. Maximus, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Not too bad. How was your racing quali?
Uh, Race was good. I mean, qualifying. I didn't know that we were gonna have a race on wets. Or sorry, inters.
Oh.
So I basically set up my car for a dry track, and I was really not confident going into the rain, but it turned out good. A lot of exciting race. I mean, some people got disqualified, some got disconnected, but it's good overall.
Yeah, you did get good battles out there as well with fairly few drivers like
Yeah, I did.
yeah, Maze and Plaster
Yeah,
and
I was really close with Maze, but I lost it in one of the turns and got sidetracked. So, but then I was close to him, but somehow he got, slipped. My tires, rear tires were around 60% wear, so that's why.
yeah, one of the points coming to danger zone. That is.
Yeah. I mean, I was really pushing it. I wanted to catch Maze, but went a bit overboard with that one.
Still, yeah, did like a little bout there with your teammate as well.
Yeah, I did, but bad luck for him. He did get disqualified in the qualifying session, I believe. And then, I mean, bad luck for him. He's a bit of a good driver.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens in Baku.
indeed. Like obviously Baku being the next track round, so where would you think you would like to be in Baku?
In Baku, I'm really good in Baku. I mean, if you look at versus AI, I'm not sure about these guys, but I mean these guys are like professional. This is my first time doing a race and league racing, so let's see what happens.
Anything can happen, especially with Baku. You never know. Well, with a safety car, it might help you.
Yeah, I'm really scared about Monaco. I don't like that track.
We're a couple of
Let's
weeks,
see what
we're
happens.
couple of weeks away from that yet. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen
yeah.
Monaco, you have a look on TTL race yesterday. That was in Monaco last night.
Yeah, yeah. Even my big brother is subscribed to you guys. He just watches me on live. He's really excited for me to be, driving in a league racing.
Well, we say hi to little Rab and say to your big brother for you.
Yeah.
But I will good job out there getting the points out there for Williams. Keep it on Maximus, and with fingers crossed, we will see you in Baku.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Take care, sir.
Take care.
Right, going on board next with Kieran. How you doing, Mr. McGinney?
I'm not too bad. How's yourself, Steph?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Getting a nice little P4 there when they gifted of Technic Gamer there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a race where you had to keep your head down and not make many mistakes. I still made mistakes though. I felt sorry for Ollie, especially Technique as well, because to be honest with you, P4 is a bit lucky. I felt like I should be much lower down the field, but yeah, the guys at the front were just uncatchable. Just so much pace between the four of them. It was there was no chance. And it was one of those things where I was facing with Ollie. I had the speed through the corners, and then just down the long straight, he would pull away again. So it was one of those frustrating races, and in the end, a very lonely race. But yeah, P4 is a bit lucky today, I think.
Especially in China when it's like a wet race as well. Being on inters, it throws off massive curveballs. It's all down to pretty much pot luck and skill. But
Yeah, I mean, I saw Technique with the puncture, and I thought I better take a look at mine, and mine was teetering on the edge of a puncture as well. So I thought I'd back off for the last lap, just to be sure.
yeah, just to get yourself over the line, which is the main thing. But no, you did have a little good battle there with Ollie. Obviously, like as you said, catching the corners, as soon as it came to straights, it was just like Ollie was away. But if Ollie was
Yeah,
still,
it was always. Sorry, it was always going to be one of those frustrating things when we set up the car for qualifying. I thought decent job in P7. Didn't think I could get much more out of the car, but yeah, reading the strategy still didn't really work because the guys at the front just had so much pace, just uncatchable today.
still mate, good job though. P4, is more of a lucky gifted P4 if you like to say it yourself. But now coming on to Baku then. Where would you like to see your hopes and points and where you win the place?
Baku's always been pretty kind to me. I've always been teetering on the podium when I come to Baku, so I'll be hoping to do the same. But this league, especially this season, has got so competitive that I'm being shunted out of podiums. The only way I could really get them, and you don't want to wish ill of your opponents, but is to just see what happens up ahead. But yeah, it's getting so tough now that the lack of time I have is starting to show.
Well, anything can happen, Kieran, especially in Baku. You never know. Might have a first proper safety car.
Well, I've been saying that for so many races in the other leagues, but
Well, yeah, exactly. You got your virtual yesterday, but You never know, I might get the full one and that'd be something in my books.
Yeah, get that before me.
Yeah, yeah. Not like I'm waiting or bragging or anything like that. Nah, no, good job out there. Even if it's just like, got yourself a P4 there, Kieran. Still points for Renault, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think I'll be challenging for the driver's title, but yeah, especially to get some points on the board for Renault, it's always a good sign when that happens.
Indeed. Good job out there, Kieran, and we will see you in Baku.
Thank you very much, Steph. Take
You're
care
very
of yourself.
welcome. Take care, buddy. Right then, so your race winner for today is Super INL around China in damp intermediate conditions, and he'll be 3 wins for him, with Lambo taking away his second win in Bahrain. So next race scheduled as always next Friday 8 p.m. Don't miss it. Hope you could join us, and we'll be live in Baku. We also have the Cup Esports League Cup race tomorrow night again 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, featuring 6 leagues for the Esports Cup trophy. Hope you could join us with us on that one. It'll be an absolutely interesting race and entertainment all throughout. The driver lineups will be confirmed tomorrow, along with the track as well they'll be racing on, as I don't currently have the information that, unfortunately, to tell everyone. So again, tune into that tomorrow and everything will be explained there for you. So Baku being next race, then we will see you there live next Friday at 8 p.m. But for now, my name is Steph. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on this fine Friday evening. And you all take care, and we will see you soon in Baku. But till then, take care. Goodbye.